This is MetaTherapy, where we talk about therapy itself, not advice, not diagnosis, just understanding the process so you can use it better. Each episode of MetaTherapy is psychoeducation, not therapy. If something resonates, it's meant to be language you can bring back into your own work. Before we do anything else, I want to tell you what we're actually doing here. This is not a relaxation exercise. It is not a stress reduction hack. What we're about to do has a clinical name. We're going to access the body's own capacity for autonomic regulation, which is a very long way of saying your nervous system already knows how to settle. We're just going to get out of the way. Here's what the research actually shows. Slow paced breathing at around 5.5 breaths per minute has been studied in randomized controlled trials, and it consistently produces measurable shifts in heart rate variability, which is the marker used to track how flexible and available the nervous system is. Reductions in anxiety, reductions in stress symptoms, not from a pill, not from a device, from breathing in a particular way with attention. Resonance frequency breathing has been shown across multiple clinical trials to reduce anxiety, stress, and depression symptoms, and to increase HRV, a physiological marker of autonomic flexibility. No biofeedback or device was required to access this effect. The Polyvagal framework developed by Stephen Porges gives us a map for understanding why this works. The short version, your autonomic nervous system is constantly scanning the environment for signals of safety or threat. That scanning happens below conscious awareness. What paced breathing and intentional body attention do is they signal through the body that it's safe to settle. I want to be honest with you about the framework. Polyvagal theory is clinically useful, and it's also the subject of ongoing scientific debate about some of the specifics. I hold it as a useful map, not as a perfect one. What is not in debate is that the body can shift its own state, and that's what we're going to be doing today. On Thursday or later this week, I'll be looking at what happens when you add a device to this loop. Wearables, biofeedback tech, EEG headbands, and whether they help, hinder, or just add noise. But you can't evaluate what a device adds till you know what the baseline feels like. So this is the baseline. Let's begin. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You don't need to sit in any particular way. Just let the chair or the floor hold you. See if you can feel the contact points where the body meets the surface beneath you. Your feet on the floor, the weight of your legs, the back of your thighs, the chair against your back if you're leaning into it. You don't need to do anything with that contact. Just notice it. The floor is here. The chair is here. The body is here. Let your hands rest somewhere easy, palms up or palms down, whichever feels more natural today. No grip required. And now, without changing it yet, just notice the breath. Not the ideal breath, not the breath you think you should be taking. Whatever breath is actually here right now. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it being held a little bit in the chest? That's fine. Whatever it is, it's just information. We're not trying to fix it yet. We're just making contact with it. Then, if it feels okay, let your gaze soften. You don't have to close your eyes. You can let your vision go a little wide and unfocused, taking more in of the peripheral field, releasing the narrowed, tracking focus we tend to carry throughout the day. That peripheral softening, that small shift in how the eyes rest, is one of the oldest signals of safety we have. The visual system tells the nervous system nothing here requires hunting. We can settle. You don't need to be anywhere else right now. You don't need to be doing anything else other than this. Just for the next few minutes, this is the whole thing. We're going to move attention through the body, slowly, from the ground up. This is not a check-in to see if anything is wrong. It's not a performance review. We're just building a map, just finding out what's actually here. So let's start with your feet. The soles of your feet. If they're on the floor, notice the contact there. The weight pressing down. Maybe some warmth. Maybe not so much sensation at all. Move up to the calves, the shins, the backs of the knees. Just noticing. And the thighs, front and back. The heaviness of them resting on whatever is beneath you. Now let's focus on the pelvis, the bowl of the pelvis, the sacrum, the base of the spine. Let it be heavy. Now the belly. With each breath, you might feel belly rise slightly, fall slightly, or not. The breath might be mostly in the chest right now, and either of that is fine. Just notice where the breath is actually landing. If you notice any holding in the belly, any bracing or tightening, you don't need to release it. Just acknowledge it. Holding is information. It's not a problem. Now let's move up to the chest, the rib cage, sternum, the breastbone. And you feel the breath here, the expansion on the inhale, the settling on the exhale. Some people feel something in the chest that isn't quite the breath. Quality, a heaviness, warmth, or something harder to name. Whatever is here, just let it be named. Even if the name is, I'm not sure. Now, let's bring awareness to the shoulders. The most common place we carry what we don't know we're carrying. This is not an instruction to drop them. Just notice where they are. Are they lifted slightly? Drawn forward? Pressed back? Again, just the information. The neck, the throat. Sometimes there's holding here that shows up as a slight tightness or the feeling of something unexpressed. And then the jaw muscle, which holds an extraordinary amount. Let the teeth separate just slightly. The tongue can rest on the bottom of your mouth. Now the face, the muscles around the eyes. Can they soften? Around the forehead, the space between the brows. The scalp, the crown of the head. And now, just for a moment, hold the whole body in awareness at one time. Not scanning it, just checking it holistically. Just here, present. If any area drew your attention, if something was louder or quieter or more present, just acknowledge it. You don't need to do anything with it right now. You've made contact, and that's enough. Now we're going to slow the breath down deliberately. And I want to tell you what happens when we do this. When we breathe at around 5 to 6 breaths per minute, slower and deeper than our resting rate, something called the Barrow reflex engages. The heart starts to synchronize with the breath in a specific way. Heart rate variability, the natural variation between heartbeats, increases. And that increase is the signal to the autonomic nervous system to recognize we're safe and we can settle. We don't need to understand the mechanics to feel the effect. But knowing its biology, not magic, not meditation talk, might let you trust it a little more. A 2025 Nature Scientific Reports study of 1.8 million HRV biofeedback sessions found that users naturally find their own optimal coherence frequency when simply instructed to breathe slower and deeper. The exact pace matters less than the direction. Slow, even, sustainable. So here's what we're going to do. I'll count a breath with you. 5 counts in, 5 counts out. Nice and even. If 5 feels too long, breathe through it anyway. The rhythm matters more than the comfort in the first few cycles. Your body will adjust. So let's try this together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have the rhythm. If you're going to stay with you, just try to keep breathing at this pace. But you don't need the count anymore. Just the even, slow movement of air. In for 5, out for 5. Notice if anything has shifted, not what you think has shifted, but what you actually feel. Maybe the chest is a little more spacious. Maybe the jaw has eased further. Maybe nothing obvious has changed, and that's also fine. Biology is happening, whether you can feel it or not. Keep breathing in for 5, out for 5, and just let the rhythm carry you. And when you're ready, let the counted rhythm just go gently. Let the breath find its own pace, which will probably be a little slower now than when we started. But just let it be whatever it is. I want to invite you now to do something, not a big thing, just a small search. See if you can find a place in your body or an image or a memory or a quality of feeling that carries with it some sense of okay, not perfect, not healed, not safe in some absolute way, just okay, just enough. It might be a physical space, warmth in the chest, settled weight in the legs, the simple fact of the breath still moving. It might be something that comes to mind, a person, a place, an animal, a moment when things felt manageable. There's no right answer here. The body will find something if you let it. And if it doesn't find something immediately, just stay with the looking. The looking itself is a form of presence. Whatever you've found, or whatever found you, just rest there for a minute. whatever that was, that sense of okay, of enough, that's yours. Your nervous system found it, not because I told it to, but because it knows where to look. You don't have to hold on to it. It doesn't have to stay. The fact that it was there, even for a moment, that's the information. Now, when you're ready, in your own time, begin to come back. Maybe a gentle movement in the fingers or toes. Let the body begin to reorient. A slightly deeper breath if that feels good. Eyes opening if they've been closed. Let yourself back in the room. The light, the sounds that are there, the simple fact of being here. So, what you just did, if it worked at all, even partially, that wasn't magic and it wasn't relaxation. Your nervous system shifted its state, not through thinking differently, not through willpower, through the body, through breath and sensation and attention. That shift from scanning, alert, activated state towards something more settled and available. That's what the polyvagal research calls ventral vagal access. It's associated with clearer thinking, more capacity for connection, and better emotional regulation. It's also the state in which therapy works best, the state in which learning happens, the state in which we are most ourselves. And your body just did that without a device, without a score, without anyone telling you how well it performed. Higher vagal tone, the marker that improves with practices like this one, predicts better self regulation, social engagement, and physiological recovery from stress. It's a capacity that builds with practice. It's not a fixed trait. This week on Tech Tuesday, we're going to look at what happens when you add a wearable to this loop, an EEG headband, a vibro tactile device, an HRV sensor, whether any of them add something real, what they can and can't measure, and which clients in a clinical context might genuinely benefit. But I want you to have done this first because now you have a baseline. You know what your own nervous system can do when you give it the conditions. I want to thank you for joining me on Meditation Monday. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If this felt helpful, feel free to like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow on MetaTherapy.